Are you ready to finally make that dream a reality? Maybe it's updating your kitchen, paying down high-interest credit cards, or covering tuition. Your home is more than where you live. It's also your most powerful asset. At Unlock, we make it simple to turn equity into options. With a home equity agreement, you can access cash today without taking on monthly payments. Imagine the freedom to invest in your home, reduce financial stress, or finally start that big project you've been putting off. It's your home. It's your future. Unlock it today. Visit unlock.com to learn more about a home equity agreement. That's unlock.com to learn more.
Terms and conditions apply. Not all homeowners will qualify. Not available in all states. Actor Portrayal. Home equity agreements are offered by Unlock Home Equity Solutions, Inc. In certain states, NMLS number 2657081. Visit www.consumeraccess.org for more info.
"1023." Standing in awe was Josh's right hand, Courtney, his research assistant. She joined DOPS in 2019 and to this day is still the youngest person on staff at the tender age of 29. Currently, her hands were cupped around her mouth in shock. She seemed to be frozen in time. All she could do was stare at the open chest. The chest which had been infamously locked for the 6 years she had been working there. Josh always felt big, beyond his 6'3" frame. He had a confidence and poise that gave him extra height. This was the first time Courtney had ever seen him look so small. It was the terror of possibility. It had shrunken him. Had their old friend and mentor, Dr. Sam, reached out from beyond the grave to tell Josh the code to his lock? 1023. You couldn't have known that somehow, right? There's no symbolism. Birthdays. Eileen's birthday? Children's birthday? Grandkids' birthday? No connection. Just random? Courtney spoke through her cupped hands, her short, bright blonde hair providing a coat to her knuckles as Josh nodded from the window which overlooked the pond. The Purple Pond, as all the locals affectionately nicknamed it. It was early. 7:23 a.m. to be exact. Courtney was always the first one in. She was a self-described morning person who welcomed the idea of being an early bird who was more than willing to spruce things up around the office and let the caffeine kick her into fifth gear. Josh had not slept. This much was obvious to Courtney. The bags under his eyes were hugging the sides of his mouth. He was smoking. Well, he had been smoking. The ashtray was full and his fingers had a tinge of yellow. She had never seen him smoke before. It was cold outside, but that didn't stop him from keeping the window open behind him to get the smell out of the office. What's inside? He laughed. How could he not laugh? It was only in this moment, after she brought it up, that he even realized it. He hadn't even looked inside the chest. This unbreakable lock had been open for nearly 7 hours, and he had been too shocked to even look inside to see what was in there. You didn't look? Doc, are you kidding? Is this a joke? If it is, I'll kill you. I'm totally kidding, but I'm completely serious. He answered by not answering, and then he lit another cigarette. His yellow hand was shaking. Can I look? This was turning into a one-sided conversation, similar to the conversations that Josh had been having with his deceased friend Dr. Sam over the past year. Now he was feeling like a ghost, semi-existing in some sort of out-of-body experience. Courtney began to slowly creep over towards his desk, where the chest sat. The open chest. She took big steps as if she was navigating a minefield. Finally, she was in front of it, peering inside with her head tilted back as if something might leap out from the inside and tear out her eyes. She reached in and pulled it out. Aw, Eileen. A tiny framed photo of Dr. Sam's wife, Eileen, smiling, on the beach. If she had to guess, she would say they were in their mid-20s when this photo was taken. She had never seen a photo of him so young before. He was about the age that she was now. It was so sweet. Keeping this locket of a memory tucked away where nobody, presumably, would ever find it. Until they did. Today. She turned back toward Josh. So, did you hear him? What did he say? Josh stood up, rubbing his temple, extending the length that his office window could be opened to its maximum height. He was trying to suck in every ounce of air to allow his brain a chance to decompress. It had happened. It being the driving force of their work, which revolved around the impossible: communication with the dead. The dead being the man in charge of their work, Dr. Ian Samuels. Their obsession. It had paid off. How was it possible? Was it possible? Doc Josh, talk to me, please. Doc Josh had been born from the Dr. Samuels school of abbreviation breeds comfort theory. Shorten the name, shorten the tension. This was one of many ingenious bits of wisdom that Dr. Samuels had passed down to Dr. Tucker. Josh took it, which led him to telling Courtney to call him Doc or Josh, or Doc Josh. Courtney ran with Doc Josh, and it immediately created a more comfortable working relationship. He was no longer some upper echelon boss whom she had to tiptoe around. In one quick abbreviation, they became colleagues, which was much more of his desired speed. He loved his job too much to want to be the boss of it. Work should never feel like work. That was another bit of wisdom passed down from Dr. Samuels, one that Josh cherished more than all the others. Now it was time for him to respond to his pupil, knowing she was growing more concerned by the millisecond. I felt him. Courtney was now sitting down in Josh's guest chair. She was becoming increasingly pale. Her normal color of caramel was always radiant. Now it was becoming grizzled, as if the overhead light of the doctor's office had invaded her veins. She could not take her watery eyes off of Josh as he paced behind his desk, checking his pockets. Felt him? His presence? He pulled out his empty pack of cigarettes. The garbage can was 2 feet away, but he missed. The top drawer was pulled out, and the second drawer. He spoke without looking up to her. Do you smoke? Courtney shook her head no. Good, Josh said. Awful habit. The phone rang and they both jumped, clutching their chests. Courtney let out a burst of expletives that seemed to explode into each other. Josh had to sit down and catch his breath as he took the phone off the hook towards his ear. Hello? Oh my God, Kathy. Yes, honey, I'm fine. I know, I'm sorry. Can I call you back in a couple of minutes? Yes, I'm fine. It was quite a night. No, I haven't been smoking. Josh dumped his full ashtray into the nearby garbage. He didn't miss this time as a mini cloud of smoke raised from the can towards his now foggy glasses. 5 minutes, hon, I promise. Love you too. Okay. Josh hung up, still in the process of trying to stuff his heart back into his chest. Have you told anyone? Courtney asked this as Josh wiped the foggy smoke from his glasses. The bottom of his black beard now had a tinge of white. No, I'm still trying to convince myself that it actually happened. Courtney leaned forward, trying to draw his eyes towards her. You don't have to convince yourself that it happened. If it happened. Josh leaned back a little. A wave of nostalgia washed over his face. That sounds like something Dr. Samuels would have said. He did say it. During my first week. Courtney's fear was quickly dissipating. The tension in the room seemed to be flowing out of the window, replaced by a sense of calm that her old friend and mentor may have just given them a breakthrough they had been waiting for. She stood up, feeling energized. Come on, we've got to tell everyone. This is a celebration. Josh didn't move. His posture sunk deeper into the seat. She could sense this, his dark cloud. Josh, what's wrong? She never called him Josh, with one exception. After she found out that Dr. Samuels had passed away. Calling him doctor felt wrong. It felt too distant. In that moment of consultation, when the whole faculty was being engulfed by grief, that's when he became Josh, at his most vulnerable. Until now. This was a new low. She knew something was very, very wrong. Finally, he told her. We can't tell anyone. Courtney sat down again in the guest chair. Her energy shifted again, this time towards anger. What? What do you mean we can't tell anyone? We've been waiting for this moment. Proof. That's precisely it, Courtney. What proof do we have? Nobody will believe us. Me? Nobody will believe me. I can't prove that he never told me the combination to that lock. Everyone will think this is just some publicity stunt to get more attention, more money, resources. It will have the opposite intended effect. We can't tell anyone. It will send us backwards into ridicule. Our 50 years of studies will be wiped away instantly. We speak through science. Courtney was gobsmacked, leaning back into the chair, shaking her head, failing to hide her disgust in this moment toward the man she had grown to admire as much as anyone she had ever met in her entire life. So we just do nothing? Pretend it didn't happen. Josh stood up. We wait. Josh was now gathering his things from his desk, his keys, his phone, his jacket. Wait. Wait for what? I've waited 5 years for this. You've waited 20 years. I can't believe you would disrespect him like this. I'm supposed to just go on about my day and pretend you had a lucky guess? That you didn't make some sort of contact with Dr. Samuels? Josh's jacket was on now. He was standing in front of his desk, appearing sympathetic to her. It is because of my admiration for him, for his work, his dedication, that I ask you to say nothing. To no one. I'm asking you to please wait. Courtney was now standing up, shaking her hair, until she turned around. I don't understand. Wait for what? He took a couple of steps toward her, staring directly into her young, impressionable eyes. Courtney, if it happened, if what we thought happened is real, then we have to wait for another sign. From him.
Are high-interest credit cards or personal loans weighing you down? Unlock gives homeowners a smarter option. With a home equity agreement, you can tap into your home's equity for cash today. There are no monthly payments. Here's how it works. Unlock provides funds upfront and in exchange, shares in a portion of your home's future value. That means you keep control with the flexibility to use your equity your way. Pay off bills, invest in home improvements, or set aside savings for peace of mind. For thousands of homeowners, Unlock has been the key to moving forward without the pressure of another payment. Put your equity to work for you. Visit unlock.com to learn more about a home equity agreement. That's unlock.com to learn more.
Terms and conditions apply. Not all homeowners will qualify. Not available in all states. Actor Portrayal. Home equity agreements are offered by Unlock Home Equity Solutions, Inc. In certain states, NMLS number 2657081. Visit www.consumeraccess.org for more info.